It's easy to let any sort of obstacle keep you from progressing. Yes, it gets in the way, but you can get around things. So if you want to achieve something, you have within you what you need to do it.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Jennifer Harshman. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I am great this morning, Angel. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Come on, what part of the world are you in right now?
I live in the central U.S. time zone, not too far from Chicago, Illinois.
All right. Farmland, right? Lots of farmland.
Yes, definitely.
Super cool. Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
Well, I tend to serve in the entrepreneur space, and you and I have connected in a couple of places online, and we thought it might be interesting to get together and have a conversation about serving other people.
Yeah, I practically spammed her. Yeah, I was like, wow, you're such a great person. Like, how come we've never connected? Like, please, let's connect. Of course, with Harshman services. And it seems as though you just provide a ton of service from the perspective of getting books written. Is that accurate?
It is. It is. I do help people with other forms of writing as well, but that is the main focus.
Yeah, so tell us about that. How did you get into that? Who did you learn that from?
Well, through school, I had different teachers that would come to me and ask for help, which really surprised me because I always thought it was supposed to be the other way around. But I just had kind of an innate talent for the English language and grammar and such. And so all through school, I used it, but I never really thought about making a career out of it until I was an adult married with two kids and dealing with some health issues in myself and in my children and wanting to do something at home. I wanted to contribute to society and help other people. And at the same time, I really couldn't leave my house. So I looked for a long time, and a friend of mine asked me to edit this 2-volume book series for her employer, and I did it. And when her boss found out that I was not editing books full-time professionally, he was shocked and said that I should be. So that was the perfect solution, and it had been right under my nose my whole life.
What's intriguing is there's a plethora of variations. It's not like you doing only nonfiction. So, I
Mhm.
mean, how does that work? How do you maintain that balance between what's fiction and nonfiction?
Oh, I love that question. My North Star is it helpful? So
Hmm.
we work with helpful writing. So if it's fiction and it's something that is inspirational, it's uplifting for people, then we may take that on. If it's something that is just, it's gratuitous violence or something like that, it's not something that's really going to contribute to people's lives in a good way, then that's not for me. And we will help them find someone else that would be appropriate.
That's intriguing. So the books now, is it that you're only doing editing, or is there a way to get an entire book published with you?
There absolutely is. We have full packages, and really, we meet people wherever they are when they come to us. Sometimes people are halfway down the path to being published. They've written the entire manuscript, or sometimes they'll be earlier in the process and they got started, but then they got stuck and they don't know who to turn to. And so they'll come to us and we'll help them finish that whole process and walk with them through that path. And sometimes people come at the very beginning and they say, I have a book in me. I have this dream. This is, burning inside my heart, and I want to do something with it, but I don't know where to start. I don't know how to do it. So we'll just take them by the hand and walk them through the process from the very beginning. So it just depends on where they are when they find me.
Where's the best place for people to find you?
The best place is at the very beginning because it's before they've started to build their house, and we
Mm.
can get a really good foundation. Otherwise, we may have to go back and fix some things, but either way, we help them get what they need.
Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Oh, goodness. Um,
It could be for fun.
well, for fun, gosh.
Do you have fun?
I do have fun. Recently, okay, so not consistently over the past 3 years, but consistently over the past 3 months, I have picked up the flute. It's something that I had done for just a little bit, maybe 6 or 8 weeks when I was in the sixth grade. I was
Wow.
in a band class at school, and I had wanted to get back, get another flute and get back to that for about 30 years.
Mm.
And not too long ago, I decided I was going to buy a flute and just learn it. There are videos on YouTube, there are all sorts of courses and things like that that I knew I could make use of.
Mm.
And at first, I was just like, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself with this. This is just going to be fun. I'm not going to learn any songs. I'm just going to make some sound come out of this flute. And I had fun with it. And then I decided one day that it was time to learn a song. So I have now started working on a couple of different ones, and I can play them all the way through now. And it's a lot of fun.
Wow. Well, that's great. Why would you suggest to someone that's listening, someone that may have put something down for
Oh, goodness.
years, that they should go for it?
Oh, absolutely. You pick up something that you've been dreaming about. And, I had thought that I had let the expense, and when I say expense, I say that in giant quotation marks, the expense of buying a flute, I had let that stop me. And when I looked on Amazon, it was $90 for my flute and everything I needed to go with it. And so I had made a hurdle in my mind that didn't really exist. Once
Hmm.
I saw that, I saw it was really affordable, and I went ahead and did it. So there are ways for you to pursue the things that you enjoy and things you've dreamed about doing. And I would say pick something, start really small, and don't put pressure on yourself. Just enjoy it and let that be a little bit of a break, a little bit of a diversion from the work that you need to do, and give yourself some balance.
Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Jennifer Harshman. You can check out what they do at harshmanservices.com. Jennifer, is there any other place you'd like to point them to?
That's it.
That's wonderful. Well, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water. Jennifer, what's your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory is not a pleasant one. I was in the womb, and my mother was being attacked by my first stepfather.
Hmm.
I worked through a lot of that in some therapy, and now I can deal with that okay. But the first one that was pleasant was my great great grandmother picking me up when I was about a year and a half. And I was walking, and I kind of toddled over to her, and she leaned down from her chair, her little armchair, and said, "Oh, Jenny," and picked me up by the rib cage and hugged me.
Hmm. You have early memories. How do
Mhm.
you see that connecting to who you are today?
I think that it has been very helpful for me because I'm not neurotypical in a lot of ways. Like you said, very early memories that there are some, I'm on the autism spectrum. So there are some things about me that are not typical, and I try the best I can to make good use of them whenever I can.
That is pretty fascinating. I love the concept of the memory, though, in terms of
Mhm.
how you are able to keep those, because I think that's an important part of being an editor, right? And even helping others write books, the
It
memory part.
is, it is, and I have read more than 18,000 books, and so
Wow.
a lot of times I won't remember where I read something, so citing a source can be a challenge. I have to go back and look for things, but I do remember so many things that I have read, and it
Hmm.
does help.
What's really cool is I saw in the fill-in form that you said your earliest childhood memory is a song called "I'll Be There for You" by Bon Jovi. It seems as though in the two instances of your life, like there was someone that was there for you, right? Like woman, your
Yes.
mother, your grandmother. There's a family connection, is there?
Yes, there is, and that was a song that I held on to in my childhood. Any song like um, that talked about relationship or that talked about hope, that was something that I used music to help me get through a lot of really hard things.
I think that's a great song to start playing the flute to. I'm just saying, right? All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I am.
Jennifer, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Not usually, no.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More than 8.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that is yours, what would you say that is, Jennifer?
Mindset is everything.
Expand on that for us, please.
It's easy to let disabilities or chronic illnesses, any sort of obstacle, it's so easy to let that keep you from progressing. Yes, it gets in the way, but you can get around things, over things, under things, bust through things. So if you want to achieve something, you have within you what you need to do it. Sometimes you may need to get some resources or have someone hold your hand along the way and things like that. But mindset, definitely, I was determined to be completely disabled, but I didn't let that stop me. And you don't have to let it stop you either.
I love it. Well done. Jennifer Harshman, again, a great pleasure. Before we leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. It has been such a pleasure to speak with you today.
Yeah, my pleasure as well. A pleasure I treasure. Jennifer Harshman, folks, harshmanservices.com. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.